Hello everybody, this is Narendra coming at you from Windsor Ontario. So we have a special friend of mine here. His name is Nishanth. So he moved from London, Ontario to Windsor, bought a home, and now he's living here in Windsor with two of his kids going to school. Okay, so I asked him, hey, can we just make a video where we give out information of what thoughts were running in multiple aspects of finding home, and not just that, because he has a certain journey where he came from India to Nova Scotia for his masters, and after he finished his masters he moved from Nova Scotia to London, Ontario, and he was living there from 2021, right?
Yeah, in London. Yes.
2021 until 2023, and he bought a home in 2024 in Windsor, Ontario. How he moved from, what were his thoughts in London, and how he decided to move to Windsor, and also what was the journey like when we were trying to find a home for him here in Windsor, and how it is after he bought a home. Let's try to cover all these aspects. Thanks, Nishanth. I appreciate you coming. I know thanks is too much formal, but eventually. So first, by the way, we didn't know each other until he gave me a call looking for homes in Windsor, but now we are family friends kind of people now, right? So cool. So you started your journey. Let's start your journey from 2021 itself. You were in London. You're already married. You have two kids, two little ones, two high energy boys, right?
Yep.
Now, how was it in London? What were your thoughts? I know you were renting a house, had a huge backyard. You will be awestruck if you see the backyard, because if I get a backyard like that, I will be like, hey, can I build another home here? But you had a huge backyard when you were renting the house. So what were your thoughts when you were looking at London as such for housing market?
Yeah, so definitely London is a very good place, and we were renting with one of our friends, and they also have two kids. And in this big backyard, these four kids are playing all the time, and we loved staying there because of these people. And London as a city, like, we liked it definitely. It's a bigger city than Windsor, and it's a very good place. It has TVCC, Thames Valley, river, and a different aspect of recreational purpose. So when I say that, what do I mean by that? Like, we do Windsor has a riverfront, like, where you can really walk on the banks of a river, but you won't be able to do that in London.
Yeah.
But you have a river there, a very big river, Thames Valley River, and yeah,
a lot of outdoor
activity was there, and we stayed there about a year and a half approximately. And after that, like, we went to India for a family function, and when we were about to move back, we were thinking like, okay, we will purchase a house, and then we'll make a move instead of going back there, because like, kids are growing, and we want to buy a house, and we want to call it a place of our own, and
happy living kind of a thing.
Take next steps in the life. And in that juncture, like, before we moved to India, like, I was doing some research, and I came across your video on YouTube, like, how was the Windsor, and where he narrated his journey of buying a home. And I thought, like, okay, it was and my thoughts were similar, like, I want to buy a house, but at the same time I don't want to burn my pockets, and I want to make it sensible economically as well. So I got in touch with him immediately, and
from there journey started. But my question to you is, how was the market? Was it soaring high in London? So let's say for a 600k home, I mean, first thing, do you get an individual home for 500-600k in London?
Yes.
They do. Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
they do. And see, it all depends on different parameters, like which area, how old is the house, and like what are different parameters like you are looking into. So yeah, for
So you would get there.
Yeah, definitely.
So why Windsor then?
Yeah.
Why did you move? I know I moved from Guelph, which is 3 hours
Yeah.
from Windsor. You moved from London, which is 2 hours almost from Windsor.
Yeah.
So why did you make a choice of moving from London to Windsor?
Definitely. So one of the reason I chose Windsor is the house pricing is definitely little lesser than it's more affordable than London for sure. So and also I have taken different parameters like the proximity of a bigger town like Detroit and I love little small city vibe than a bigger city kind of thing. So that's where like I started looking into Sarnia and Windsor and St. Catharines as well. So I took a look at different small towns nearby London, and finally I chose to move to Windsor because of its proximity to Detroit, and I see this place has all the amenities of a city as well as it got that small city vibe, which I like.
Actually, nobody told me this thing. Like,
Yeah.
it has all aspects of whatever a big city has. It has all that, but also gives a small city vibe where you can build your own family.
Yeah.
Actually, I never thought in that angle, but I think it makes sense because if see, I grew up in a big city back in India. It's called Hyderabad,
Yeah.
right? But we were in a little community called BHL, which had its own small city vibe because we would say, I'm going to city if we had to travel from BHL to whatever center place of Hyderabad was. So I think I can resonate on that.
Yeah.
So okay, you happened to see my journey as well, and then you contacted me, and now we started our search here.
Yeah.
I know it took a while because in the middle you took a 6-month gap to go to India and come back here, right?
Yes.
By the time the dynamics had changed a bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
So-
every 6-7 months dynamics change, right?
That's true.
Question to you. So, I know how did we start? I remember we both driving around the entire town, right?
Yeah. Yeah. First, we did a city tour to get a sense of different areas, like how they are looking, and I mean, when you travel to a different place, you'll definitely sense a vibe.
Yep.
Which area has which type of vibe? Like, does it feel good to you or not? And different types of homes you are looking at. And after that, I personally chose
3-4 locations. I guess.
locations.
Yes.
One of them is central location. We were looking at East Windsor as well, and then we are looking at the South Windsor, and we are looking at this particular area called South Cameron.
Yep.
And out of all, I'm open to any of these areas. I was looking I was looking at in different price ranges in all these areas.
We'll come there. That's a very important aspect. So, what we did good here is we actually started to take the entire tour of the city. The reason is, until you live in a city for 3 to 4 months, you won't get a hang of that city.
Yep.
So if you directly jump into the market and say, hey, let me look at home here, let me look at home there, let me look at home somewhere else, you won't be able to gauge what exactly you are looking for and in which area. So I think going through that entire city, understanding different pockets, even if it takes 1 or 2 drives, it is still worth it, right?
Definitely.
So we went into West Side where there were students living there. Then you could imagine, can I live here? Can I live here by myself and with my family?
Yeah.
I am not sure. Then we moved to the downtown area. Then we moved to the east area. Remember, we also went to the area where there were $1 million+ homes. You're like, yes, the goal is there, but not now.
Not yet.
Right? Now, yes, we spoke about. Then we banged and we actually drilled down into 3-4 areas.
Yeah.
Now you came to a point where we were like, hey, what's the pockets of money, or what are those pockets where we can spend between a particular range? Remember, we were talking the finances aspects of it.
Yes.
So 300 to 400 would give you a mortgage of a certain amount.
Yeah.
550 plus would give you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And 450 to 550 was your price range.
Yeah.
But it had certain aspects to it.
Yeah.
right? So let's talk about those things.
Definitely. So after exploring these different areas, Naren introduced me to a mortgage guy called Ganesh Verma Rahul. Right.
Poturi. Ganesh
Verma Poturi. And this guy explained me, like he came to my room at that time, and he explained in front of like by showing an application. He did a analysis, and he ran through different numbers, like what is the eligibility. Like he gave me a ballpark number where I can do my shopping of the houses. Like for example, at the time I was able to get up until 600 if I'm able to increase my down payment beyond 5%, or else like if it's up to 5%, it was around like 550, I believe. And he gave me that number. Actually, I was like thinking in a different aspect until this meeting. And when I
you were only thinking 300 to 400,
yes.
And you were not liking the homes because they were like investment property homes. It's good, but for you to live in it, 300 to 400 homes are not for you.
Yes, that's
Again,
right.
Perception. It's not like they're bad.
Exactly.
It's just that for you and your family, with high energy kids,
that's right.
It won't suit.
Correct. So exactly. So after this meeting, like I know like where what's the amount maximum I can shop around. And I just kept it at the back of my mind, but I was targeting homes up until 400. Reason being, each 100k translate to 600 of CAD monthly, which means like if you are targeting about 400, it's around 2400.
400k is 2400.
Yeah, 2400
dollars per month.
Yeah, $2,400 mortgage, and
500 gives you what? $3,000.
Yeah, 500 gives me $3,000.
But if you are able to get a 500k home, and then you have a unit that can be self-sustained, which can be rented out. That gives you 1,000. Let's say it gives you 1,000 back. You are still falling in your comfortable $2,000 bracket, with $1,000 coming from that rental unit.
Exactly. That's right. So my goal was like if I'm renting a house for about $2,000, I was hoping that my mortgage also will be around that figure of $2,000. I'll not spend like $3,000 or $3,500 where I can get where I can rent a nice house for $2,000. So
exactly.
I was looking for that bracket. So till some extent, I was only shopping for the houses
between 300
to 400 for this reason. So I was not liking a lot of them, but I liked few of them. But this is also a bracket where there will be a lot of competition because a lot of people will be qualified to shop the house in that range. So like there's to the houses that I'm liking, like there's a lot of competition in that bracket, and also and the remaining, like I was not able to imagine like living there. So in this juncture,
by the way, one more point, I'm sorry. If we are looking at a bracket of 300 to 400, we should also expect some renovations that need to happen according to the taste.
That's correct.
Not every time, but if you want to live in it, you will have your own taste. So remember, we were seeing a home that like, Naren, I think we need to extend this, maybe put a sunroom. And I was like, yeah, it needs permissions, it needs a certain setup, blah blah stuff, right?
So in this point, I also add one more point. In Windsor, homes are affordable. You'll be able to get a reasonable house in 300 to 400k bracket. But as he mentioned, like it definitely needs renovations. Like the scenario changed from a couple of years back to now, like where the house prices increased in Windsor as well because of huge demand from a lot of people from GTA area or a lot of people like me who moved from London. There's a differently a price hike happen in Windsor as well. And if you're doing in 300 to 400k bracket, you definitely need to spend some time to renovate your house. So after doing exploring options there, so what we thought is we got one house where we first gave our bid for 500. That's our, I mean, I was not mentally ready to put a house, I mean, to put that much money for a house, but I got convinced with the logic, like it has an in-law suite. Okay, this may give me 1,000, which is making my mortgage, me paying for about 360k or 350k only. But I mean, which means like actually I'm paying mortgage for 350k, but the rest is paid by the person who is living in the in-law suite. So in that aspect, I first put a offer for 500 house, and then like we did not get the house because of competition though, but that was
no, we missed it in $4,000 or something.
something like that.
Like,
Exactly.
But we, that's a very good point you're making. When your mind is prepared for a particular range,
Yeah.
if something comes up that is in different range but eventually ends up burning the same amount,
Yeah.
right? You still might not be ready the first time.
Yeah.
So remember, we were not ready for that home, but we gave it a try, and we were like, okay, it didn't come.
Yeah.
Then you opened up for another price range, right?
Yes.
Which would still burn the same amount that you were expecting, because we would start to look into homes that had a self-sustaining unit in it.
Correct.
And then you were able to rent,
Yes.
even if it is for your own family,
Yeah.
right, or very close family friends. It is still occupiable, it's still livable, those kinds of things. But what happened then? It opened up the market for you, right?
Exactly. So earlier we were looking at the house in a limited scope up until 400k, but when we did this, when we started thinking about this self-sustaining units, then the options, there are a lot of options came up, and then like which I started liking those houses and the area. So then like we put the different offers to different houses, and
We landed up in a house where you're living in the upper portion,
Yeah.
and then you have your relatives living with you together,
Yeah,
happily,
my close
right?
friends, yes.
Close family friends.
Yeah.
But it didn't end there. You still had to do some renovations. Let's talk about that.
Definitely. So once I got the house I'm living in, once we move in, we found that's a definitely a little old house. We have a couple of options, to do renovation, live in for 1 year and do renovations later, or do the renovations and move in. But we chose the later, and we decided to renovate and move. So we did some painting job. We changed the old switchboards, and we changed the flooring as well. And then we found it's more. It has that more beauty, and it's more livable, and it's more comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, without burning too much, there are certain things that you can do in a house.
Exactly.
When I say burning your pockets financially, where putting a different paint gives you a new vibe.
Yeah.
Sometimes changing the flooring, it will cost a little more than what you anticipate.
Yeah.
But still it gives you a great vibe.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Small things like this can make a difference.
Yes.
Right? Now,
That's true.
we'll talk about that house as such. So, what were your must-haves basically in a house
Yeah, that's a very good point. So while searching the house, as you mentioned initially, we lived in a house in London with a huge backyard. My boys were playing in the backyard all the time, so I thought I'll have a house. I'll buy a house with a decent backyard. So that was one of my must-have. And when I'm extending beyond my budget, then I thought I'll have another unit where I can let it out for someone who I know. And these are my points. And I at one point I was looking at 2-bedroom houses as well when I was shopping in 3 to 400k bracket. But those were very beautiful, but they had 2-bedroom houses. They are very beautiful, but we're not able to buy because we definitely need a 3rd bedroom as per my criteria, because if someone visits us, it will be difficult to convert the office room into a guest bedroom because I'm working from home. So like 3 bedrooms for us to live and a reasonable backyard are like 2 must-haves for me.
Yep.
Whenever I shop or whenever I'm looking, I'm looking for these 2 things. The backyard is good, and that's 1 point tick. And
Schools.
and
Remember your
yeah.
2 kids' schools?
Exactly. That's also a very good point. So I was also looking at the schools. So I joined my elder boy in an IB school.
It's called Glenwood Public School, right?
Yeah, it's called Glenwood Public School, and my younger one is going to Montessori this year. So the proximity also is one of the key contributor while doing this selection.
2 kilometers?
Yeah, both are 2 kilometers. Yeah.
So first you drop your elder one, and then you drop your younger one, and then come like this. I think it's like a square thing, right?
Square, yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
But IB Syllabus is a great. It is a great school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you guys enjoying it, right?
Yeah. Where I bought into that thought is IB syllabus, you have in any all over the world. For example, if you move back to India, your kid might be able to continue with the same syllabus from where he stopped here. So, and if you move to US, you'll have the same options. So wherever you move, you have that option.
You have that option, absolutely. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is, so you covered great points. Like number 1, you started off with 300 to 400 bracket because it was giving you around 2,000 to 2,400,
Yeah.
which was your comfortable range. Didn't like what you saw,
Yeah.
but then you were like, hey, why don't we open up our options where we have self-sustained unit, because you have a lot of family friends that you can live together,
Yeah.
you can help them out, right?
Yeah.
Right. So can we open it up for a bigger price range? We were able to get something in the 500s, right?
Yeah.
There's always this cycle, right? What I've observed is you have this initial excitement first,
Yeah.
then there is this doubt, fear coming up,
Yeah.
and then after that you start to analyze everything is steady. Did you also go through that cycle, or were you like, oh, I'm pretty much the same kind of thing?
No, I did not go through the cycle because I was thinking economically first. If it's not viable, I was not ready. And I have a different plan, where I can live in this house for X number of years, and is it going to make sense for me? Is it going to save me money? I was going in the reverse direction, so I was not through all those cycles.
Emotional
But I have
cycles.
seen people who are into that because after after I bought my house, I started liking it, obviously, and if I see another good houses also, I was not getting a feeling okay,
Oh, I missed it.
I missed it. I should have gone there. No, I'm not.
You're not that. It's
I'm
like
not
this. Once you marry,
Yeah.
no matter how beautiful the other people are, the wife is the wife. She's the
wife.
best kind of a thing, right? It's a marriage. It's a 30-year mortgage kind of a thing, right? So, yeah, perfect. But the thing is this: a lot of times you actually hit upon a very good point. If once you buy a home and then you end up seeing another home that is a little better than the one that you bought, because homes are you will always find a home that is better than ours.
Correct.
Or the one that you're living in.
Yeah.
That's the nature. It's like phone.
Yeah.
The next one would be next
Yeah.
model is much better than the previous model.
Yeah, yeah,
Even if it is a small change, it is still better, right?
yeah,
But why you didn't go through that emotional cycle is because you reverse engineered the process, where this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
What are the aspects that you need to tick
Yeah.
so that you don't go through that spiral
Yeah.
of emotional.
yeah. That's
Awesome, man. So this is what I wanted to converse with and present you guys with this kind of an information. So again, if you're looking for a home, trying to move in, or even just to have a chat about Windsor area, let me know. My Instagram will be there in the description below, and we'll be happy to chat and help out.
Also, I would like to add a point after I contacted him, like we have seen close to 55 to 60 houses.
Yes.
I mean, that's a lot of houses.
Yeah,
to
55 to
explore
60 easy, right?
easily. And like one of the advantage of working with this guy is like lots of time he's patient enough to take you to all those houses. And rarely I went to an open house by myself. Though I say like no, I'll go by myself, if I like I'll let you know, but he would not accept, and he say like anyway I need to go again if you happen to like it, so let me accompany. So I mean most of the time like we both visited the houses, and also like we put 9 offers. This was my 9th offer. I was patient enough to like do all those documentation stuff for me. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm glad like I worked with this guy.
I appreciate it, man. By the way, this is not a paid video, okay? The reason we were seeing, I'll tell you the logic behind why we are okay seeing 55-60 homes is, number one thing, yes, I'm doing real estate. I am a real estate agent, right? Licensed one. But yes, numbers sometimes do matter. Where am I selling these many number of homes? Again, more than that, more than anything else, home buying is one of the biggest transactions a person would do in his life. Not everybody are going to buy 10-15 homes. It's not like a television set.
Correct.
Sometimes people just want to buy one, live in there forever, like for generations. So it's okay to see those number of homes and drill down to that one home where you will never be like, why in the world did I buy it? Right?
Yep.
So that's more important than anything else. So yep, always happy to, accompany. By the way, looking at homes is fun too. It is amazing experience. You will see different tastes too, right?
Different types, different constructions. And after a point, like we realized like back then there were only few builders and few designs that are approved. Like most of the houses are very similar. Like I would say like
he would enter into the home, Naren, I think the kitchen is to the left.
Yeah, we know the design already.
There were only 3 to 4 architect systems back in the 60s and 70s. That's what I heard. Don't quote me on the accuracy of it, but that's what we were told. 3 to 4 people designing the homes in 3 to 4 different ways.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So it was fun talking. I hope you got something out of it. If you think it added value, please do consider subscribing and looking out for your messages. You please DM me if you need anything regarding the Windsor real estate. My Instagram ID is right in the description. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.